Welcome to the 8th edition of Dead by Daylight Mobile Adventures. Yeah, I recently had to get rid of someone that was on my friend list that was featured in the previous installment because I noticed that every time you send them a friend request, or excuse me, an invite to play with you, they would deny it very quickly. And whenever someone does that, and I notice it's the same person 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row, I get rid of them because there's no point to having someone on your friend list if you don't play with them ever. I've gotten rid of multiple people that I just don't play with at all, and I expedite getting rid of people that turn my requests down repeatedly because that shows a conscious attempt to just not play with me ever. But anyways, the person I'm playing with in these two matches is Lobster, who is someone I also play with. With I don't want to say a semi-regularity, but, you know, here and there. Because I'm not online every day like some of these other people. So I go to repair the generator, which I mentioned as part of my play style. I deviate a little bit from the norm because at this point I noticed the other one that they were doing over there, so I just try to find another. And there's also the idea that if I get caught while doing this one, as you can see, I'm looking around and trying to make sure nobody just grabs me off of it, like it happened with Michael in the last installment. I can at least give them enough time to finish that one. So they finished it, and now they're all probably, you know, running around, scattering, looking for another one to complete. And this one's almost done. So you can see someone in the foreground coming. I'm always so used to killers coming behind me that when I see one of the other survivors, I just have to always remember it's not Ghostface or someone else with a terror radius. Because there have been a lot of matches like that where you just are on a generator or trying to find one, and because someone doesn't have a terror radius, even if you recognize the killer for a moment or for a brief moment, you can become kind of not worried because you think that they're not there due to not feeling anything. I just get really used to the terror radius. It becomes a little bit more difficult to play when you remember that there are certain killers that can evade it. But we left that generator because of terror radius. As you can see, my heart started beating. I was going to help with that generator, and then I saw that it was finished right as I arrived to go and assist. Now, whenever a generator is finished, both the survivors and killers know which one it was. So that led the killer, who I still have not had my first encounter with, now I see him, it's Trapper, to come at me. Also, this is, I think, the first installment where the killer in both matches is the same one. So it's technically a different Trapper because they have a different costume, cosmetics, but it's the same killer twice, which I don't think has been done before in one of the installments. So I start to run. I'm looking to see where he is. I just know that he's somewhere nearby, and then that's when I finally start to see him. That's a running theme with a lot of these matches where a killer will be chasing me, and then I'll not see them even as the chase music is going on, so I'll start thinking, okay, maybe, you know, they left me alone. And then, as you can see, he's still following me. But we're in a relatively good space right now because we only have one more generator, and see, I tried to make a dodge of that, but didn't work out for me. We only have one more generator to go, and you know, this match is going better than most, even though I've finally been defeated. I always like to do the dodging thing because there are a lot of killers that just expect you to keep running in a straight line. I wish I could have recorded this match, but there, you know, I hate going against Pig anyway. There was a match where there was a person playing as Pig, and they tried to hit me, and I dodged them, or their hits, at least 6 times. So Lobster saved me. We start to run away together. I'm hoping that, you know, I can get healed, but, you know, I hear that terror radius going off, and I see him coming, so that makes us continue to make our voyage. And then he knocks her down because he has the Hex Tape, which lets you take somebody down in one hit. It's basically this thing that's designed to give killers aren't doing that well a chance to, and see, this is Also very frustrating for me, um, because it goes back to that thing of how if that was just a normal, regular, random person, I wouldn't even be playing this. But see, this person makes a mistake here, I think, because I have the hex, the hex state on and soul guard, which means that if I'm left on the ground for long enough, I can recover and pick myself back up. There are so many games where a teammate will just come around trying to heal me, and you know, I'm not appreciative of it, but it's really not necessary. Especially since even if I didn't, I'm not going to say that. You know, but in having it, they're healing. When one person heals you off the ground, it's about the same level of speed as it would be if you just healed yourself all the way up to when soul guard would kick in. So I'm healing myself at the exit gate, and this goes back to my fatal flaw when I play with teammates that are actually on my friends list. Because if Lobster was just some random person I'd never seen before, I'd have a pretty good temptation to just leave them behind. Because I've had plenty of matches where I just wanted to rip my hair out because you get so close to winning, you know, all the generators are done, you're in the exit gate, and then you come back to save somebody and then you get captured too. I don't know, stuff like that makes me more mad than any other type of loss in this game. Like if I got killed before we did any generators, or if we only did one or two, I wouldn't feel upset at all. Okay, I don't know what Lobster's deal is here, because you can see that he was coming after her, and she tried to, and see, this is me thinking that he might go outside, but he's putting her in the basement. So it looked really weird. I don't quite understand what she was trying to do there. So now we have the same issue. The basement is pretty much the worst place to get captured, because you have to go down there, and a lot of times, especially if you're playing against Trapper, he'll put some traps on the floor. There's actually one match I did where I was playing against Trapper, and because he put 3 traps on the floor, and he was trying to, I guess, carry me in there as well, he stepped on the trap and released me. You know, it's always amusing when Trapper steps in his own trap. It's like a gag, you know, like Looney Tunes. So I get her off the hook, take a hit, we start to run up here together. I'm technically, it looks like I'm body blocking. We both get a speed boost from getting off that thing. I'm assuming that I'm still being followed, you know, because my terror radius is like that. I look back, I see Lobster behind me, and then this person gets in the way in all their divine brilliance. And like I vault this, which actually you could consider a mistake. And see, goes back to like the weird stuff with Lobster. So she got all the way near the exit gate before I did, but then turned back for some reason. And then right here, it's like I can't do anything to help these people because I'm injured, along with my other teammate that's not on the floor. And he sees us right here, and now the only person I actually cared about has just died, so, you know, I leave. So, I was really surprised by the outcome of that match, because I expected to be, if anyone was to die, me, because I was the first one that was put on the hook, but things turned out differently. So in this match, I go looking for a generator as I normally do, you know, the same old routine. The terror radius starts very, very quickly. And there is, I should mention, a thing that killers can get, I'm forgetting its name right now, that allows them to have all of the survivors start the match separated. Because you have some matches where all of us are right next to each other, some where we're not even anywhere close. And it is kind of interesting that the only person I've seen in this, 20-30 seconds of playing in this match so far has been the killer. So I think he had one of those. But, you know, I think I've lost him. Obviously, I've left scratch marks behind from running. So I started this generator. I noticed, you know, my terror rate's getting bigger and bigger, so he's getting closer. I figure at the very least I'll be able to buy some time for my teammates. See, that was a mistake on my part, because I thought he was going to come over there and try and get me. Because there's about an extra 2 seconds you get from him having to go through there. so my looping in these matches is not the best. And I guess what happens is there are just some matches where I was able to use that to block, and then right here, I was able to dodge. But there are some matches where I'm able to keep a chase going for at least a minute or two. I don't know what was up with me during these. It has not been my finest hour. So this is the second match in a row where I'm the first one to get knocked down. And, you know, this still is better than playing with randoms, because even though I'm the first one to get knocked down, it's after they've already done 2 generators. So the match is late. And that's one of the reasons I really liked this team, because they're actually advancing the game. They're kind of acting like bots a little bit, and I'm very thankful for that flashlight save. But again, this is the second match in a row where I'm the first one to get, knocked down. And I try to heal myself. It doesn't work out too well for me. Again, stuff like this is just... It just seems really weird to me that he would have this other person mess up what he was trying to do, and then like, oh, I'm going to mess with the person I was trying to get initially. So you see how helpful that flashlight save was, huh? And that's one of the biggest issue I have with teammates in this game, period, that, they sometimes do useful things, but a lot of times when you have a person that's pulling the hook, and you have a person they flashlight save, you don't see an effort on their part to actually make that matter. They don't heal you if they get you off the hook, which is something I encourage, and is something I try to do unless the killer's right there, because I have, on Kate in particular, a super healing where she heals faster than normal if she gets somebody off the hook. So it really sucks that, they might do a useful thing here or there, like with that flashlight save, but actually making it to where the killer doesn't get you, no. So here's the same person who survived the last match with me. It is really entertaining to think about how I have a healing kit, or rather, I have self-heal, which just allows me to heal whenever I want, and I still have teammates that are like trying to heal me. Just like when I have Soul Guard, allow me to get off the ground if a killer knocks me down, and I have teammates that still try to get me off the ground. It's like, I might as well just not even have perks. Because I thought when I put self-heal on pretty much anybody that I use regularly, it would allow my teammates to, actually go and do other things to advance the match. So what I'm doing here with my running is trying to go to another generator and or distract Trapper, because he's going to see these scratch marks and possibly be tempted to come for me and give them more time to finish that generator, which will already be finished way before I finish this one, because it's 2 people on one, which expedites the process of finishing it. Yeah, these matches are always a bit of a tongue twister. I guess it's because I never feel confident with this game. When you play a multiplayer game with all these different people of various skill sets, that I can confidently assure I'm going to win 1 or 2 matches straight. Especially when you also consider the teammate factor. Sometimes you have teammates who do generators. Like right now, all of the generators have been done by them. And then sometimes you have people who just will actually spend the entire game not doing anything. So I'm really happy that I had the ones I had during this match, because I've even shown on here, multiple installments of this series where there have been matches where I did 2 or 3 generators, and you might have somebody do another one, another person do another one, but it's just been mostly me. For some reason, people will not do these things. So Lobster. Always I remember that pronunciation. Helps me finish that generator all the way toward the end. Starts to open the exit gate. I can already sense we're probably going to get Trapper coming over here. As you can see, that terror radius is going off, so... It's always comedic to me, though, that you have... So he puts this trap right here, right? And I guess maybe I haven't played this trapper that much, but I always look at putting traps in extremely obvious places like that as kind of a joke, because it's so predictable that he would do that. There we go with that good old hex state. So this match is kind of playing out pretty similarly to the other one, where it's after all the generators have been done that Lobster gets captured. And this is where I have to do one of the few things I don't really like all that much, which is go into the exit gate. He's got, the issue I have here is that if he hits me one time, it can knock me down. So I'm hoping, right from these few seconds, I'm just kind of sitting here just baiting him like, hey, come on, hit me, see if you can stop me from leaving. That allows them to get Lobster off. And, you know, I kind of always feel bad when it looks like I'm going to win or just escape and leave the person on my friend list behind. But sitting here like this and, you know, letting him chase me in there like I just did allowed them to go and get Lobster while he was distracted with me for a few moments. And then, as you can see from this, Lobster escapes. So I hope you enjoyed this installment. We'll put up the 9th one within the following week.